Good morning, Super Scholars. Happy Monday. We are entering our week 5 of NTI, or as we like to just simply call it, digital learning at home. I hope everyone had a fabulous weekend and you are ready to jump into another week of learning. Boys and girls, remember, you all are so close to being third graders. I'll tell you what, I can speak for all of the second grade teachers when I say we can hardly believe it that you all are almost third graders in like 4 weeks. So keep up the great work and keep being the super scholars that we know you can be. Okay? So we are going to be doing something a little different this week, and it is going to be an author study. And if we should all know what an author is, I'm going to give you a second to check yourself and make sure you know what an author is. Okay, and if you said an author is the person who has written or writes books, then you are correct. That is what an author is. It is someone who writes books. Okay, books, poems, novels. Okay, someone who writes things for people to read. Now, we could talk about a lot of authors. Okay, and I'm sure you all have a favorite author, but this week, we are going to be specifically talking about actually, not a young man, but a man named Shel Silverstein. Shel Silverstein. Okay, I want you all to say that. I'm going to say it again, then I want you to say it. Shel Silverstein. Okay, so, and if you look here, we have a lovely picture right here. This is what he looks like, or what he looked like, okay? This is what he looked like. So I want you to put his name with this image so that you can have something to connect the two with. Now, so what is an author study? Because I don't know, I know we haven't done one this year yet in second grade, and I'm not sure if you've done one in like first or kindergarten, but they are super, super fun, okay, and you all are going to love it. So if you have done an author study before, then great, and if you haven't, then get excited because it's going to be so much fun. Okay, so what is an author study? Well, an author study is a unit lesson that gives students the opportunity to delve deeply into an author's life and body of work. We are able to do the following things. So, when we're doing an author study, we are able to do the following things. Okay, so we are able to analyze the author's themes. Remember, themes is what type of lesson is it trying to teach you? So we're able to analyze the author's themes, characters, and their writing style. Okay? And remember, when we analyze something, we look into something very, very deeply. Okay? We are also able to make connections between the author's life and work. Okay, so remember, when we're making those connections, when we connect two things, okay, we are putting those two things together. Okay, so how does this support this? Okay, and then lastly, we are also going to be able to make personal connections. So now we're going to make something personal, like something that's like connects with us. Okay, so us as individuals. So make personal connections between their experiences and things they have written about. So a lot of times, okay, we have like favorite singers or favorite actresses or favorite authors, okay, that majority of the time, so most of the time, right, we have those people as our favorite because we can connect to them in a personal way, some type of way, like we understand what they're going through, or we've been through it, and we have that connection with each other. So that's why the person is your favorite author or your favorite actress, and those are really important, guys. When we read things, it's important to make those connections, and not only between like it says up here, the author's life and the work, but see, is there any personal connections that you can make to the things that they have written about? Because that's what makes it even more special. Okay, so What was Shel Silverstein most famous for? Well, he was most famous for writing poems. Okay, he wrote poems. Do you know what poetry is or what a poem is? Okay, if you do, awesome. If you don't, that's okay. And if you do, we are still going to watch a little fun little video that gives us a little introduction to poetry. Okay, so tune in.
What is poetry? Poetry is a piece of writing written by an author called a poet. But what is the purpose of poetry? A poem is written using rhythm, rhyme, and other artistic language to show feelings and emotions. It's often short, but some poets write long poems too. Rhythm and rhyme are a part of many poems. Rhythm is the beat or sound pattern of a poem. Lots of poets use repetition and similar word sounds to create the beat or rhythm. Here's an example. A candy bar, a piece of cake, a lollipop, a chocolate shake. Many poems that have rhythm also have rhyme. Rhyme is having the same sound at the end of two or more words, like bike, hike, and rad, dad. Our poem from earlier has rhyme with the words cake and shake, and it makes me feel hungry. Another common element of poetry is alliteration. Alliteration is when the consonant sound is repeated at the beginning of words. Like Tracy the tiger made a terrifying sound. There are many types of poems that poets write. Some common poems are acrostic, couplet, haiku, limerick, narrative, free verse, humorous, and lyrical. A narrative poem tells a story. There are characters, problems, solutions, and a beginning, middle, and end. Free verse poetry doesn't follow a pattern. You won't see rhythm or rhyme in these poems. Humorous poems are funny, silly, and make us laugh. Lyrical poems express feelings and emotions. They're sometimes sing-songy with their rhythm. Let's look at an example. I have a little frog. His name is Tiny Tim. I put him in the bathtub to see if he could swim. He drank up all the water and gobbled up the soap. And when he tried to talk, he had a bubble in his throat. Let's look for some poetry elements in this humorous poem. Here we see rhyme, rhythm, alliteration, and a character. We know that a poem is written by a poet using rhythm, rhyme, and other artistic language to show feelings and emotions. Poems are usually short, but they can be long too. Listen for descriptions and decide how the poem makes you feel. It could be silly, or sad, or even glad.
All right, boys and girls. So I hope you were able to take at least one important thing away from that video. Alrighty. All right, guys. So today, this is what you are going to be doing. So today, we are going to have a formative like we normally have. Okay. It's just going to be not the multiple choice and things like that you're used to, but it's going to be a little bit different. So you all are going to have to read this story about Shel Silverstein, and you all are going to have to find some information about him and plug it in. So it says all about Shel Silverstein. Okay, so his birth date, he was born on excuse me, tongue twister. He was born on September 25th, 1932. His birthplace, he was born in Chicago, Illinois, which is not too far from where we are in Kentucky. Okay, if you don't know who Shel Silverstein is, you most definitely know his work. Shel excelled as an author, poet, songwriter, illustrator, playwright, and composer, among other things. There's not much this guy couldn't do. Sadly, Shel Silverstein died of a heart attack in 1999. For more on this talented writer, read on. Okay, so this is where I want you all to take initiative and finish reading about Shel Silverstein because you're going to find some really cool stuff in here. And then when you're done, you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom like I just did, and you are going to answer these questions. So don't let the numbers, boys and girls, throw you off or freak you out. We've seen them before, okay? That just means that your answer for number 1 is matching up with this one that has a 1 by it, okay? So what is Shel Silverstein's birthday? You're going to type that answer in, and there you go. Where was Shel Silverstein born? You're going to type that answer in. There you go. What did you learn about his family? Okay, so what did you learn about his family? Okay, just give me one thing that you learned about his family. You don't have to put all of them, just give me one. And then what did you learn about his life? Okay, so that can be anything. Just what is something you learned about him that you did not know? Okay. And if you didn't, especially if you did not even know him at all, right? What is something you learned about him? Just anything. Okay. And then right here it says, quote, we are not going to be worrying about that one. Okay. So we are only going to be doing 1, 2, 3, and 4. And when you're done, boys and girls, make sure you do not forget to hit submit. All right. Miss Fields is going to go ahead and get off here and let you all start reading about Shel Silverstein. Remember, don't forget to look back in the text to find your answers, okay? Because they're not going to be just your opinion, right? But you're going to have to be able to go back in the text and find those answers. All right, boys and girls, have a great day. And again, happy Monday. And we'll see you all tomorrow on here. Bye.